Hello and welcome to my channel. The world of crime has always been dominated by notable figures who have left their mark in history. These mob bosses are remembered for their lives and their notorious reigns. Here are the top 10 most infamous mob bosses of all time. Number 10. Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas, also known as Superfly, was born in 1930 in LaGrange, North Carolina. He was a prominent member of the Black Mafia, a notorious Harlem drug organization. Lucas rose to power by establishing connections in the Far East and importing pure heroin into the United States. Known for his extravagant lifestyle and refusal to pay tribute to the Italian mafia, Lucas became a target. Despite facing numerous threats on his life, he managed to elude his enemies and became one of the most successful heroin dealers in New York City during the 1970s. At its peak, his operation was estimated to bring in over $1 million per day. However, he was arrested in 1975 and initially sentenced to 70 years in prison. Due to his cooperation with the DEA, he served only 5 years. Number 9. John Gotti. John Gotti, also known as the Teflon Don, was the boss of the Gambino crime family, one of the 5 families of the Italian-American mafia. Gotti gained power in the 1980s by orchestrating the assassination of his predecessor, Paul Castellano. He was known for his flamboyant personality and love for the media spotlight, earning him the nickname the Dapper Don. Under his leadership, the Gambino crime family became one of the most influential and profitable organizations in the country. However, his desire for attention eventually led to his downfall. Gotti was convicted of murder and racketeering in 1992 and sentenced to life in prison. Number 8. Al Capone. Al Capone, also known as Scarface, is one of the most infamous mob bosses in history. Born in 1899 in Brooklyn, New York, Capone rose to power as the head of the Chicago outfit during the Prohibition era. He was notorious for orchestrating the St. Valentine's Day Massacre in 1929 and controlling various illegal activities in Chicago, including prostitution, gambling, and bootlegging. Capone's empire was estimated to be worth over $100 million at its peak. He was known for his extravagant lifestyle and charitable acts. However, he was eventually arrested and sentenced to 11 years in prison for tax evasion in 1931. Capone was released in 1939, but passed away from cardiac arrest in 1947. Number 7. Meyer Lansky. Meyer Lansky, also known as the mob's accountant, played a pivotal role in the development of organized crime in the United States. Lansky immigrated to the U.S. as a child and quickly became involved in organized crime. He worked closely with notable figures such as Lucky Luciano and Bugsy Siegel to establish the National Crime Syndicate, a loosely organized group of crime families that controlled a significant portion of illegal activities in the country. Lansky was renowned for his business acumen and was instrumental in setting up money laundering and gambling operations that became integral to organized crime. He also played a crucial role in transforming Las Vegas into a major gambling destination. Despite his involvement in criminal activities, Lansky managed to evade prison for much of his career. He passed away from lung cancer in 1983. Number 6. Griselda Blanco. Griselda Blanco, also known as the Godmother, was a Colombian drug lord who became one of the most powerful cocaine traffickers in the world. Born in 1943 in Cartagena, Colombia, Blanco started her criminal career as a pickpocket before rising to prominence in the Medellin cartel. Known for her ruthless tactics, Blanco was believed to be responsible for over 200 murders. She was one of the first prominent female drug traffickers and led an extravagant lifestyle, rumored to own gold-plated AK-47s. In 1985, Blanco was arrested and served nearly 20 years in prison before being released in 2004. However, her life came to a tragic end when she was assassinated in 2012. Number 5. Lucky Luciano. Lucky Luciano, also known as the father of organized crime, was a Sicilian-American mobster and one of the most powerful crime bosses in the United States. Born in 1897 in Lercara Friedi, Italy, Luciano immigrated to the U.S. as a child and quickly became involved in organized crime. He rose to power in the 1920s and 1930s as the head of the 5 families of the Italian-American mafia. Luciano is credited with establishing the modern structure of the organization. He was known for his strategic thinking and ability to evade authorities for much of his career. In 1936, Luciano was sentenced to 50 years in prison, but was released in 1946 due to his cooperation with the U.S. military during World War II. Number 4. El Chapo. Joaquin Guzman, known as El Chapo, is a Mexican drug lord and former leader of the Sinaloa cartel, one of the most powerful criminal organizations globally. Born in 1957 in La Tuna, Sinaloa, El Chapo started his criminal career in his 20s and quickly rose through the ranks of the cartel. He was notorious for his ruthless tactics and played a significant role in smuggling billions of dollars worth of drugs into the United States. El Chapo gained notoriety for his ability to evade authorities and remained on the run for over a decade before his arrest in 2016. He was extradited to the United States and is currently serving a life sentence in prison. Number 3. Amado Carrillo Fuentes. Amado Carrillo Fuentes, also known as the Lord of the Skies, was a Mexican drug lord and leader of the Juarez cartel. Born in 1956 in Navolato, Sinaloa, Fuentes began his criminal career in the 1970s and eventually took control of the Juarez cartel in the 1990s. He was known for his innovative and elaborate smuggling techniques, earning him his notorious nickname. Fuentes lived a lavish lifestyle and is rumored to have spent millions on plastic surgery to alter his appearance to evade capture. However, he died in 1997 while undergoing one such surgery. Number 2. Carlos Later. Carlos Later, also known as the Drug Baron of the Andes, was a Colombian drug lord and co-founder of the Medellin cartel. Born in 1949 in Armenia, Colombia, Later played a significant role in the Colombian drug trade during the 1970s and 1980s. He was known for his innovative smuggling methods, including the use of small planes to transport drugs from Colombia to the United States. Later was eventually arrested in 1987 and initially sentenced to life in prison. However, his sentence was later reduced to 55 years due to his cooperation with authorities. Number 1. Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar, also known as the King of Cocaine, was a Colombian drug lord and leader of the Medellin cartel. Born in 1949 in Rio Negro, Colombia, Escobar started his criminal career as a smuggler and rose to become one of the wealthiest and most feared men in the world. Known for his brutal tactics, Escobar was believed to be responsible for thousands of deaths. He was killed in a shootout with Colombian authorities in 1993. Escobar's impact on Colombia and the global drug trade continues to be felt to this day. These 10 crime bosses hold a significant place in the history of organized crime, their stories forever etched in the annals of criminal history. However, it is worth considering the countless other criminals who have left their mark on this dark world. Feel free to share your thoughts and suggest other individuals who deserve a place among these infamous figures in the comments below.